Hi guys, welcome to ET Africa Webcast. We thank you so much for joining us. We are very excited that you made the time to join us. Thank you for watching our previous video and the video on the other review video, the one on the Monocaster Lite. Yes, we are using it, but today with lapel microphones. Yeah, thank you for joining us. PK, how are you doing?
I'm awesome. I'm amazing.
You're awesome?
I'm still praying to get a M1 Pro or my M1 Max.
We're
still in prayer. We are still fasting for that.
Definitely.
But yeah, I thank you guys for all your reviews about the first episode.
Yeah.
Big up to everyone pale kwa comment section.
Thank you so much also for your comments.
Yeah, bless.
Thank you very much. Please share, subscribe. We're trying to get to 500 subscribers at least at the end of the year.
Yeah.
So please help us get to that goal. Anyways, so today we are back with another fresh episode of tech news and tech opinions. And yes, we'll go straight to the news items, just the general things. The first one is involving our platform YouTube, and YouTube is removing the dislike button from videos. What do you think about that, PK?
If something is bad, it's bad.
If it's bad, it's bad.
Uambiwe.
So what is... so if your video is bad, let the dislike show you. But you see, the logistics of the removal is the public won't be able to see the dislike counter. The dislike button will still be there, the button itself, the thumbs down, but the counter will not be there. So if I am a viewer, I will be able to see you have 1,000 likes on the video, but I can't see
dislikes.
The number of dislikes. It's not written
zero.
It's just no dislike. And then you as the creator, in the creator dashboard, you'll be able to see the dislikes. So if the video is bad, it's okay.
Also, us as viewers want to know before I start watching this. There's a reason why it has 1,000 dislikes and 5 likes.
So they gave some reasons. One of them being that there are people who go and do something called dislike bombing. So they just
to spoil for someone's videos.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
And then also the mental health of creators.
Unfortunately, research teams at YouTube have found there's this whole other use for disliking a video that I had never experienced as a creator, and you may not have either. Apparently, groups of viewers are targeting a video's dislike button to drive up the count, turning it into something like a game with a visible scoreboard. And it's usually just because they don't like the creator or what they stand for. That's a big problem when half of YouTube's mission is to give everyone a voice. The dislike button is staying, but the dislike counts will now be private. You can still dislike videos, and that action will be used to tune your own recommendations, but you won't be able to see the dislike count. Only the creator can find it on the back end if they want.
It's content, and that's...
At the end of the day,
you're bound to... Not everyone is going to like
Not everyone is going to like
exactly. So if you post it and you're affected by people saying
posting content
just
fast.
Stop. Siko baya.
But I also... Because at the end of the day, anything you put in the public domain will have people who will like it and people who won't like it.
Yeah.
So if you're having, as a creator, you're having serious mental health issues with people disliking it, then maybe just take some time off social media.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because highly, it won't change.
Yeah, it won't change. At the end of the day, there will always be someone who doesn't like something you do.
Even because even if it's not the dislike button, the comment section, it's even worse.
So
than the
I saw someone
button.
saying that the dislike button helps prevent people from going to the comment section because they don't like it. They just click dislike and
it's
they
done.
move on.
Yeah.
But now without that, they will just come and show their dislike
on the comment section, which is worse.
Okay, so
which is worse. So no.
There are opinions for both. Remove it or keep it.
Nah, it's a no from me.
For you, it's a no.
It's a no from me.
I'm on the fence on this one.
Why? Why do you want it? Why?
Siju.
Upashwe kama unafaa kupashwa. Wewe ni kama maji moto, unafaa kupashwa. Kupashwa.
Okay. So the next big headline was that there is finally a guy who made a USB-C iPhone. You see?
Audacity. That's Audacity.
That guy has Audacity.
That's Audacity for me.
But what impressed me most about him is that he took a lot of time to research and test every single electronic circuit on a USB-C connector and on a lightning connector and learn how to connect them so that they work. Like, I was very impressed with seeing that. Now this is the most amazing thing. He put the phone up on eBay and he sold it for $89,000 USD.
Apple, you see, this is like the Webcast USB-C. I'm telling you, everybody
can sell that phone at any price.
$1,000 is just loose change. Yeah, what USB-C price tag?
That's the answer.
USB. Because I don't understand. Also, Apple. I think the people who bought that was Apple, so that no one can ever say that they have. Yeah, no one can say that I have an iPhone that has USB-C.
Well, okay, so
because who in their right mind, actually that person had disclaimers to the owner, to the buyer,
that don't update it, don't update the software, don't open it. If you update it, if you open it, if you do something and it doesn't, you're on your own.
And also don't use it as your daily driver.
Yes, and also don't use
that
it
one
as
is just
driver.
but a relic.
Yeah, it's like
one for the history.
It's one for just take it, frame it.
Yeah, and you're done.
Somewhere where you can charge it every once in a while and show it. Just kind of museum, place it on a shelf like this one and then leave it there.
I'm telling you, that is not a person who has bought it. That is a company, and that company has a logo of a fruit that we know. That company, it knows itself. The marketing team.
Yeah. Anyway, so now to our main stories, and we go back to that company that you're talking about, Apple, and its anti-tracking privacy features.
Now they do the good things.
Yes, the little good that they do. Okay, they do a lot of good, but they also do a lot of bad. There is quite a bit of good. I like their devices. They are well thought out. They are well done. Like we thought that, like we talked about last time. Yes,
but their creativity is out. You just know. It's just that the user interface is just basically amazing. Basically amazing. Yes.
Amazing in a basic way.
Yeah, exactly. Correct. That's Apple for
you. Are a mean one.
Yeah.
So, you know that from iOS 14, they came up with these privacy features for anti-tracking that prevents apps from tracking you and getting information from your phone unless you allow it.
Yeah.
So the gist of it is that it asks you, it posts a question, and I have that question right somewhere here.
If you want to be tracked.
Yes, whenever an app wants to track you,
when you've launched it for the first time,
when you've launched it, it asks you allow, for example, in this case we're going to talk about Facebook or Meta, allow Facebook to track your activity across other companies, apps and websites. So it gives you the option of allow and ask app not to track. So that was a feature that was baked into iOS 14 and now iOS 15. And so at least on the mobile front, you have some protections that are inside the OS. So this feature is not based on the app, because you see, like on Android, what happens, these features are usually based in the app, and they don't give you an option. They ask you to allow or deny. If you deny, it brings back the question. If you deny, the app does not work. So you have to allow it to track and collect whatever data it wants. In iOS, however, that feature is baked into the OS, and so it's not the app asking you and forcing you to do whatever it wants. It's the operating system giving you the option of allowing it or denying it. And this is something that has been at the heart of Apple from the beginning. There's an interview of Steve Jobs talking about this very issue.
Privacy means people know what they're signing up for in plain English and repeatedly. That's what it means. I'm an optimist. I believe people are smart. And some people want to share more data than other people do. Ask them. Ask them every time. Make them tell you to stop asking them if they get tired of you asking them. Let them know precisely what you're going to do with their data.
Okay.
That's what we think.
So what happened is after Apple started, when Apple first announced that this was going to be a feature in the upcoming iOS 14, this is like stories from last year.
Back in the days.
Yes. Facebook came out guns blazing and they were very against it.
Why?
Why do they want to do this? Our platform is geared towards helping small businesses. So they put out a full press statement saying that their platform is geared towards helping small businesses and small businesses.
This is so ironical considering how Mark Zuckerberg had an issue with Cambridge Analytica.
Yeah.
And now you're saying that now you're fighting for small businesses.
Exactly. You're saying that you're fighting for small businesses.
Why?
I was there's a video online by this channel called Confusion, and they were just breaking down some of these things. And some of the things that Facebook apps on your phone, whether it's Messenger or Facebook itself, collect on you as an individual is physical address, email address, name, phone number, user ID, device ID, purchase history, financial information, precise location, general or course location, contacts, photos or videos, gameplay content, search history, browsing data, product interactions, and more.
Let us just rebrand FBI for a minute. FBI means Facebook Bureau of Investigation.
Because they collect literally
everything.
When this story came out, a friend of mine discovered something and he told me. So we went to Facebook, and somewhere deep in the settings, Facebook by default has allowed itself access to
data.
Your data, like on an Android phone. I don't know, I've not checked on the iOS Facebook app yet, but on Android it has allowed itself access to apps and everything that every app in your phone is doing. So it's collecting all your data from all your apps, it's collecting all your photos, it's collecting all those things and storing them. And so what usually happens for advertisers is that there is a unique identifier called IDFA, identifier for advertising. So that unique identifier is based on you as a user.
It's a unique code.
It's a unique code tied to you. And so when Facebook collects it, it sells that advertising ID to a data broker. Then that data broker sells that advertising ID to companies that are paying for ads.
Yeah, actually, on ads that are related to you.
Yes, so whatever it is that is tied to your ID, once it's sold to the data broker, the data broker then broadcasts it to a large number of people who are, or companies that are buying ads. They are able to send you very precise ads. That's why if you check for a pair of shoes on Google, in a few minutes, your Facebook ads, your Google ads, your YouTube ads, everything will start showing you things related to shoes.
These are listening devices. So please, every time you speak, you know you're snitching on yourself, you're advertising yourself, everything. You might think you're alone.
You're never alone. Big Brother is watching.
Yeah, Big Brother is watching.
Anyway, so now coming to what has been happening in recent times. They've been fighting about it, mainly Facebook and Apple, but Google is involved, Twitter is involved. All these are advertisers.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, within that time, since the launch of iOS 14 until now, Facebook, Google, Twitter, Snapchat, and such other companies that rely on ad revenue, especially on mobile, have lost $10 billion US
$10
dollars
billion in a span of how many years? Because of only one move.
In 1 year, they've lost $10 billion in ad revenue. Now, this is the most interesting bit.
Of course, Apple has.
In that same 1 year, Apple's ad revenue has gone up by $5 billion.
Checkmate. You lose, I win. And that's what
somebody has to, because so something that people say, like in the world of data and software and all that, if you're not paying for the product, then you are the product.
Exactly.
Take that into consideration. So whatever apps you're receiving for free means that there is something that they are getting out of you that you do not know.
Or it's you.
Exactly. So, Facebook, the likes of WhatsApp, Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, all these apps are free for you to use. Facebook's entire set of companies,
it's free.
Apart from, what is it called? Oculus. All the other Facebook products are free. And their model is basically give you free stuff
and return you give me your data for free.
Exactly, give us all your data for
free. So you pay with your information.
So you pay with your data. So at the end of the day, Apple creating these anti-tracking features really beat down on Facebook's ad strings. And as much as it's partly a good thing,
it's wholly a good
it is a good thing actually. It is a good thing.
Yeah.
What I'm wondering is the way that Apple has now also gained $5 billion in ad revenue. Does it mean that they are also using the same information to do the same things? Are they acting like the good guy, but in reality they are
masking themselves
exactly behind this goodness?
And because Facebook has done way bigger, so they can say we are not doing as much as they are.
Yeah, because in this 10 billion that was lost, 8.9 billion was Facebook only. 8.9 billion.
Mark looking at his investor statement.
Yes. 8.9 billion of the 10 billion lost was Facebook. And then the other 1.1 billion was the others, like in Google, like in Twitter. So that is how big Facebook is on data collection. And now, if you remember from our discussion last time, Facebook is introducing the Metaverse, where people will live their entire lives inside this virtual reality world that Facebook is creating. So we are just about to give our entire lives.
Our entire lives. Just take us us now. No, you know, not just a part of our phone, but me as a person, me personal.
Take me. Yes, that is what has been happening. The battle is still on between Facebook and
will it ever end?
And Apple. I don't think it will never end.
Unless Apple, now you'll find also Apple will be found inside the Metaverse. Apple will just find a way.
Definitely, Apple
bringing privacy
inside the Metaverse, but they will be trying to bring privacy and anti-tracking to the Metaverse.
They'll do something. They just have something.
Or
they'll just create their own Metaverse. It will just be like a Milky Way of metaverses.
Guys, let us explain. The Metaverse is how can we explain the Metaverse? The Metaverse is this virtual world of like a virtual reality world. I'm sure you guys have seen VR headsets and all those things, and they are able to create this virtual world using just your devices, and you're able to play games and do all those things. And so what the Metaverse is this entire, like the next few technological years or decades are going to see the creation of the Metaverse as like an actual big part of our lives. And so people will there are people who will be living there in the Metaverse. You can just live you can literally live your entire life in the Metaverse. You can create your kind of environment. You can do a lot of things. Actually, this is a topic that we're going to handle in a future video at length, but just the fact that we are already in this topic of Facebook and Apple fighting about privacy, and Facebook is now talking about the Metaverse, it's just a natural...
The extreme.
It's just a naturally slippery slope down a very weird road.
It's not changing.
This new world will be much larger than the physical world. We will buy and own 3D things, like we buy 2D songs and books today. We will buy, own, sell homes, furniture, cars, luxury goods, and art in this world. Creators will make more things in virtual worlds than they do in the physical world.
Anyway, yes. So that is what is happening between Facebook and Apple. If you are not paying for the product, remember, you
are the product. Wewe unanunuliwa. Wewe ndio chombo.
So, on to our next point, and this one is an interesting one. Like,
how do you always keep on pushing that we don't have money? It just
when people out here are making money. In this case, the people we are talking about is one Elon Musk. chief executive officer of Tesla.
Wanna
to Tesla. Anyway, so in the last few weeks, two things have happened in Tesla and with Elon Musk. One, Tesla finally reached a 1 trillion market cap. The only other companies that are at 1 trillion are Alphabet, which runs Google and its other sisters. Companies. Facebook, is it Facebook is there?
Yeah, Facebook is there.
Facebook, Google, Microsoft, and Apple are the only other companies that have ever gotten to a 1 trillion market cap. And so now Tesla is the new kid in the block. But now this is the most interesting, the new big boy in the block.
That's not a kid.
When your first body this is the reason why this whole thing also is just crazy. Elon Musk, as a result of this massive jump in market cap for Tesla, Elon Musk is now worth 300 billion.
I thought you said just 350.
No, 300 billion US dollars. Like, he is now officially the richest man in modern history. The only other person who's ever been recorded as going to, in modern history, the only other person in modern history that's ever been recorded as having gotten to that kind of wealth, I think, is John D. Rockefeller. Yes. There are other people who are said to have been richer, like the likes of Mansa Musa and all that. But in modern history, Elon is the first person to surpass 300 billion. And yeah, see, that is a whole lot of money. In comparison, he is richer than both Mark Zuckerberg and the founders of Google combined. Is it Larry Page?
Yeah, Larry
or
Page.
Sergey Brin, one of them combined with Mark Zuckerberg, they still don't get to the wealth of Elon Musk.
He has not even hit the ground running.
And he's just getting started. He's
not even in Africa.
Started. He's just literally getting started. He's not, I think Tesla is still serving less than 20 or 30% of the world. They are not in Asia, vizuri. They are in China. Yes, they are in China, but they are not, they do not have such a big footprint in Asia. They do not have a big footprint in the larger part of Europe. They are still just getting and building their factories in Europe.
Mega factories.
Yes, so they are mainly in the US so far. So that has created a domino effect for other up-and-coming EV companies, electric vehicle companies. And Rivian and Lucid, without ever selling any cars, have also really their stocks are just blowing up completely because people are betting on the next Tesla.
To be like
they
Tesla.
Because right now the Tesla stock is so high up, people are buying Rivian and Lucid because they
know where it's going.
They've also created very compelling products which are yet to get into the market vizuri, but they are also heading towards the same line. Reviews for the new Rivian truck are off the charts. You
also
should
for
watch
Lucid.
that. Also for Lucid. And so
very beautiful.
Everybody is like, I want to be an early adopter in these stocks.
Before.
So that once they take
I
off,
won't lose again. I won't lose again.
Yes. And it is very interesting seeing now us in Kenya. Anyway, so other things regarding this Elon Musk wealth. The World Food Program, one of the top guys at the WFP, told him that if you give us how much? 6 point something billion. We will solve world hunger. And Elon decided, let me...
explain to me how.
Yes, let me call their bluff.
Yeah.
Explain to me how it will happen. And if it's a compelling reason, I shall sell stocks and give you the money. But it has to be open source accounting so that everybody can see what is happening with the money that they were given.
Yeah.
And so the guy, the WFP guy, actually even had an interview on CNN.
He was like, we don't have the capacities for it.
Yeah, well, technically what he said was that because he was saying the governments are tapped out, they don't have money, we don't have the capacity for. And then he was saying they are tapped out, so they are reaching out to billionaires because billionaires are the ones who made money
during this corona period.
Yeah.
But as you know, during the height of COVID, billionaires made extraordinary amounts of money. Governments are tapped out. We got people dying, and we've got an answer to this. And please help us on this one-time ask. Please help us.
So we don't have the capacity.
And yeah, so we are waiting to see if the money will actually exchange hands, and if it will exchange hands. I really want to see it change hands. Then now the cameras will be on the WFP to see if they can actually do what they say they will do. Because it's like, I feel like it's a politician move. They're just promising, and then once they get it, they won't do anything. Then the money will
then it'll just begin a whole saga.
And then it will just be a whole saga.
You played me.
Yes. And then you see the WFP being a child of the UN, then everybody will start questioning the UN. It will be an interesting thing to... I'm really waiting to see the drama.
I'm just praying that people have changed, and please, you're helping people. So don't play with people's lives.
They are actually going to help people.
But also the drama is not
bad. The drama is going to be interesting.
The drama is also not bad because now it's going to be...
Yeah. So other things that Tesla is doing, Tesla. They are now supplying electricity to the Texas power grid.
A whole state.
Yes.
Like,
no, Texas is bigger than Kenya, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they are supplying electricity to Texas. Yeah.
Elon Musk, Kenya.
We have a lot of space for Gigafactory in Kenya. Just come, bring Tesla to Africa. Come on, we are
not even
the forefront.
Bring another electricity supplier to Kenya. Just
we are tired of these are
our brothers.
We can give them to.
Wherever they go, let them go. Let them go.
Solomon Island. Yes, I'll give them to Solomon Islands. Yeah. I have a stake.
Yeah, he knows.
Yes, I'll give them to Solomon Islands.
Yeah. If that pitch is good enough.
They need KPLC.
Yeah, please.
Yeah, just bring Tesla here. Then as we are donating. They'll go with everything they have, even their CEO and their owners. Everybody who owns KPLC, we'll just give them. Yeah. So talking of Kenya, the world is moving electric, and especially in terms of cars. In Kenya, our electricity prices are going up, our fuel prices are going up. What is the future of electric cars in Kenya? Do you think there is a future to talk about even?
For as of now, we are trying like 0.1%.
What are we trying though?
We are trying to convert what we have.
Yeah, there are companies who are operating. Okay, we have hybrids in Kenya already. Yeah, we have hybrids. Prius gang. We have what is it called? This other car, Honda Insight.
There are a lot of hybrids. Even Harriers.
Toyota has done a lot.
Fully hybrid.
Mind you, do you know Toyota released the first hybrid in 1997? The first Prius was released in 1997. Exactly.
When I was being born. And now I drive a Prius. Oh my Jesus. Oh my Jesus.
Interesting. So there are hybrids in Kenya, but those just use that conversion of whatever braking power is being regenerated into a battery, and then it's just a whole system.
It's not fully EV.
But there are companies. There are some cabs called Nopearide.
Nissan Leaf.
Yeah, the cars are Nissan Leafs.
Yeah, they're Leafs.
Yeah, and they are fully electric. I wonder where do they charge them?
There are charging stations. I know there's one at Sarit. I heard there's one near TRM.
So they are still in very limited, in terms of range, they are very limited in terms of how far they can go.
Yeah, I've seen some reviews. There are some reviews online about that sector of EVs in Kenya.
There is also another company called OPBus that is doing conversions of diesel and petrol engine cars into EVs.
Yeah.
And according to what I saw on the reports that have been in the media in the recent weeks, I think, well, it's a good start. It's actually a really good start, because then we get to have engineers who will be trained and who will have knowledge in
dealing with
this is how a combustion engine works, and this is how an EV works, and so we can just transform this car from a combustion engine to an EV.
Yeah.
I think that is going to have, even if it doesn't have immediate merit in terms of cars on the road, like many cars on the road, it will have merit in having proof of concept and also having trained engineers who can be thought leaders in that kind of market in Kenya.
Yeah, we're not slacking, please.
Yeah, we are not slacking. Kenya is inaitangwaje Africa's Silicon Savannah.
Please, respect us, please. We might have
Valley.
Very weird leaders, but we as the people, we are changing, we are transforming people.
I think there are people who are really doing some good work. We are hoping to get someone who is better versed in this as a guest on the show, so be on the lookout for that in a future episode. We are looking into getting someone who is kind of knows the whole EV thing, an engineer, so we can have him or her as a guest on the show. And we get to talk about electric vehicles and the possible future in Kenya. But for now, if we are going to deal with Teslas, we have one Tesla in Kenya,
the KDA. Everybody knows it's a KDA, a white one.
Na ikiisha charge inabebwa na flatbed.
Okay, we can call it a Tesla BMW because okay, so I'm shouting. I'm sorry, guys.
It's more like a Tesla Mitsubishi because it drives half the way and then is driven back home on a Mitsubishi flatbed. So anyway, charging stations, electricity costs are going to be the barriers to entry for electric cars in Kenya, because if as it is, we still don't have full electricity everywhere in the country, then at what point are we starting to have charging stations? So OP Bus, I saw them talking about putting charging stations for the vehicles they'll be producing in the near future,
like matatus,
matatus and at the stages and everything. But then Kenya is such a weird place. Exactly. I have a feeling that these things will be vandalized.
Or someone will just make shift itakuwa inacharge watu masimu pale.
Exactly. They'll just hack it and start charging everything.
They'll just spoil it.
Yeah, anyway, there's also a large room for innovation in that. If a few enterprising Kenyans can come up with projects like that of creating charging stations and creating them in an anti-theft way. Those are actually good.
Ile umeandika hapo a sign, if you touch me I'll shock you. So, nitakushtua.
Students out there wenye wana watch, hizo ni ideas, these are engineering students, come up and laugh mtulipe by the way.
Please patent, because that patent hiyo idea hapa. You think you're joking with us?
We are not playing around.
We have your data by Facebook. Okay, so but we are okay, sir.
Anyway. So electricity costs, I think that's one of the most one of the biggest issues is the fact that electricity is very, very expensive in Kenya. I don't know if it's as expensive in the US. I know there are many people who use Teslas and they are part of the supercharging network. They usually have credit on which they can use not credit for you'll pay later. Yes, there's that one for you'll pay later. But you also get kind of big discounts and all those things, like the way people who fly a lot get flying miles, free flying miles and all those things. I do not know how some of those things are applicable in Kenya, honestly. It's a very...
In Kenya, hata kama bonga points zenyewe tuna struggle nazo. Do you think credit ya kulipa stima utasaidika?
But I have hope in Kenya, because Kenya has already proved its resilience in terms of technology. I have hope in Kenya. I don't have a lot of faith in Kenya Power. I think they are
Now that's where
exactly. We have a company that is the only distributor of electricity in Kenya. It's run by government, but it's going bankrupt. As in, what even? How are you bankrupting a monopoly? How is a monopoly? For this. It's a pain to think about some of these things. It's a monopoly.
Welcome to Kenya. Jambo.
It's run by the government and it's going bankrupt. As in, what am I missing?
What is the competition?
What is the
How
issue
is the
exactly?
money being used?
Unless you tell me corruption, and that we know.
Yeah, you have stolen from yourself.
We are basically looting this thing to the ground.
And it's the only supplier.
It's the only one in the country. Me, I don't understand. I really don't understand. And also from what has been happening recently, as you buy that Tesla, remember, KRA is watching you.
Na binoculars pale pale
kuangalia kwa port.
Like okay,
ile ni okay. Remember, they are watching you.
Yeah.
Anyway, that is just like, on that funny note, let us just close this episode. Thank you so much for joining me.
Save money, guys.
Yes. Just and create the charging stations. Like come up with these things.
Yeah.
I think Kenyans, we are resilient enough and we are enterprising enough.
We can do this. We don't have to rely on people from other places to come and bring it.
Yeah. I think Kenya is going to lead somehow. We may have a lot of problems, but considering the smartphone revolution came and found us ready and waiting for it, even if we've not been able to manufacture our own smartphones yet, but I believe in the resilience of the Kenyan people. So thank you so much for joining us. Please, as we said, like, share, subscribe. Please help us get to 500 subscribers by the end of the year. We really pray and hope that you're going to join us in fulfilling that goal. Sawa. Thank you so much. Peace out.
Peace out.